Question number 4. How did you integrate technologies, hardware, software, and online in this project? Starting off with hardware, two sole items that I used were a camera and my laptop. Since I didn't have a camera of my own, I rented one of my actor's sister's camera, which was a Nikon D5200. Camera work is not really my best forte, which is the reason why I faced many obstacles while filming this project. It was my first time filming something of so much significance, although I do believe if I would have had a bit more time, I could have actually tapped into my potential regarding good camera work. Also, one of the props I used was an old VCR that I found lying around in my house. My mother helped me figure out how to use it and gave me cassette tapes that I could use. I liked having the title of my project, Desiderium, written on the tape, which is different from other opening sequences where it would have been added post-production. Moreover, my Sapphire Crystal Clear MMC Universal Cardioid external microphone also came in handy while recording the podcast for one of my CCR questions, which I recorded with my actor while sitting in a quiet classroom in school. Secondly, my HP laptop is where I would store all my footage after a day of shooting, then review it and edit it all. Before starting this project, I got an extended graphics card involved in my laptop to make sure that the editing process would go smoothly with minimal glitches. I liked having my laptop to work on since it was portable and I could edit late at night without sitting upright in my computer chair. I also used my laptop to make all the other different documents that were to be included in my blog, as well as actually crafting my blog as a whole. Moving on to softwares, the softwares I used in the making of my project were Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Photoshop, and Audacity. I used Photoshop to craft my first preliminary, a poster. Because of that preliminary, I now know random little skills like how to mess with the proportions of a picture, how to create a textured background using just a paint bucket and paintbrush tool. In addition to this, my personal favorite step throughout the whole project was the editing. I knew the basics of Premiere Pro, but it was interesting to learn more in depth about the software as the process of editing went along. It is quite amusing how you can manipulate and create a whole different narrative from the same shots. Alongside compiling my final project, I also color corrected it on Premiere, manually and with presets. I used Premiere Pro to add the audio in my project, and I feel like the whole music really brought everything together and really tied the whole feel of the project together. This software was also utilized to compile the behind-the-scenes videos as well as all the other videos for my CCR questions. Furthermore, I used Audacity to record the podcast for all my CCR answers. I also used this software to record voiceovers for my CCR answers. Lastly, online. I used Google Docs to make different documents to add in my blog, Word to make the recce reports for my locations, risk assessments, as well as the budget sheet regarding the costs that was spent on this project as a whole, Google Slides to create my final project presentation. I spent a lot of time online trying to find the suitable music to use as a sound score in my final project, researching the conventions of my genre, and watching countless different tutorials concerning all the inquiries I had while working on Premiere Pro. I also used Google Forms to create a survey that I asked my friends and family to fill out before the beginning of the making of my opening sequence. In addition to this, I used Google Drive where I uploaded all of my footage while simultaneously transferring it into my laptop. This was a safety measure taken because after the first day of filming, a lot of my footage somehow got deleted while I was transferring it from the SD card into my laptop. The last and probably the most important online resource was WordPress, where I created my whole blog. First, I tried making a website on Wix so I could figure out how to customize things the way I wanted. Then I tried to copy that into WordPress, personalize the design to my taste. Each page on the blog represents a different side of the whole making of my project. Furthermore, I spent hours crafting each page of the blog to make sure it's up to the standard, creative, yet filled with all the information anyone would like to see about the whole project. All of this was very fun to experiment with, and it was surely fascinating to witness my vision come to life. Each and every one of these technologies played a huge part in the project, and I'm surely not perfect at any of them, so I will practice a ton because I believe there is always room for improvement in polishing your skills and striving to create your next craft better than the previous one.